Yep. Everybody tuned in, everybody focused. Anybody that's not ready?
Okay. Everyone has cameras and recorders set. I am Edward Davis, Chief of Police of the City of Los Angeles. Information from the two separate investigations of the Tate and Labianca cases led detectives to the conclusion that the crimes in both cases were committed by the same group of people. Today, warrants have been issued for the arrest of 3 individuals in connection with the murders of Sharon Tate, Abigail Folger, Rakowski, Stephen Parent, and Thomas John Sebring. These murders occurred on August the 9th on Cielo Drive in West Los Angeles. These persons also were involved in the murder deaths of Rosemary Labianca and Lino Labianca, president of Gateway Markets in Hollywood. This homicide took place a day later on August 10th, 1969. It is anticipated that an additional 4 or 5 persons will be named in indictments which will be sought from the Los Angeles County Grand Jury. The persons for whom warrants have been issued are Charles D. Watson, 24 years of age, now in custody in McKinney, Texas. Patricia Kernwinkle, who is not yet in custody, and Linda Louise Kasabian, not yet in custody. Restrictions prohibit the revelation of further information at this time. In addition to the above restrictions, the security of the investigation requires that no additional information be published at this time. The Los Angeles Police Department wishes to express its appreciation for the excellent cooperation rendered by other law enforcement agencies during the development of information regarding both of the above cases. In particular, to Sheriff Peter J. Pitchess, head of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, for the cooperation of his men, and to Evel J. Younger, District Attorney of Los Angeles County, who has been most helpful in assigning Deputy District Attorney Miller J. Levy, Vincent Buglosi, and Aaron Stovitz as special deputies on the case. These attorneys assisted our investigators during the preliminary investigation in making certain that all legal requirements were complied with and will carry the case to its conclusion. Throughout the course of this 4 months investigation, the Los Angeles Police Department has received excellent cooperation from the news media. The news media has been tenacious in their attempt to keep the public informed, but they have also tempered this with a great deal of responsibility in the welfare of the community and allowing the department to proceed to this point without any undue advanced disclosure of some of our investigative efforts that they might have been partially aware of. So this concludes the formal statement. I will answer questions. I must admonish you that the United States Supreme Court in the case of Shepard versus Ohio and the Billy Saul Estes case has made it clear that there are many restrictions on what I can say that would have an impact on whether or not these named individuals or future individuals who will be arrested have a fair trial. Pardon me, there's a gentleman. Time is that none of the suspects for which we have obtained warrants, nor any of the suspects we might subsequently bring before the grand jury, have ever personally known any of the victims in the Tate case or in the Labianca case.
Chief, what triggered your knowledge of these people? What brought you to them?
I would say that the tenacious investigation carried on by the robbery homicide detectives under Captain Hugh Brown and Lieutenant Robert Helder, developed a suspicion and caused them to do a vigorous amount of work in this Spawn Ranch area, and the people connected with that Spawn Ranch that led us to where we are today.
Were the people at Spawn Ranch?
County Grand Jury Criminal Complaints Committee is going to be brought up to date on this case, and we are seeking before the 9th day of December to bring additional potential suspects in before the grand jury for the culmination of the case.
Chief, is there anyone in Inyo County in custody now that you expect to bring into the case?
Yes, the answer is yes, and that's as far as I can answer that question. This gentleman.
Chief, you mentioned
Investigation, which leads us to the very strong conclusion that that is the case.
Chief,
Pardon me.
Chief, have you been able to establish the motive?
Well, motives are something that are difficult to perceive. There was no economic motive apparent in the Tate case, and there was minor, if any, economic motivation in the Labianca case.
Chief Davis, to your knowledge, were any of the victims involved in the drug trafficking?
Any of the victims involved in
Yes.
drug trafficking? To our knowledge, none of the victims were engaged in the sale or trafficking in drugs in that fashion.
Are there any racial overtones?
There are, all of the suspects are Caucasian.
Chief, how old are the girls?
This gentleman, please.
Two questions, Chief. Were all of these suspects, the 4 or 5 you've not named and the 3 you have named, positioned at the scene of the crime or were they just accessories to the scene?
They were either positioned at the crimes or they had some part in the preparation for transportation to the areas of the crime.
Are they known to be drug users at all?
I cannot.
Weapons been recovered.
Yes. No, I cannot tell you what they were. There are some weapons outstanding. Pardon me. This may talk.
Pick it up, Gil. Attaboy.
The Kasabian. The development homicide investigators have developed evidence which reveals that the named suspects and others lived at the Spawn Movie Ranch 1 mile west of Topanga Canyon Road on Santa Susana Pass, west of Chatsworth, California, which is outside the city of Los Angeles. During the time of the commission of the murders, these suspects resided at this Spawn Ranch. Later, the group moved to the Barker Ranch, which is located near the Death Valley Monument in Inyo County. I think I should not disclose the location of the weapon recovered,
What type was it?
nor its type.
Chief, did the glasses that were found have
Pardon-
any?
pardon?
Did the pair of spectacles which were found at the scene have anything to do with this case, with finding the killers?
We thought we knew the answer to this, but at this time I have to say we have not connected the spectacles.
Chief, what is it?
This gentleman, murder, the California Penal Code. Well, I didn't say that. We think it's a larger number than the number that we have just obtained warrants for.
How many of you have obtained warrants for, Chief, now?
We obtained warrants for 3.
For 3. Now, if I got it right, the 2 girls are still at large, or are they in custody someplace?
They're still at large. We think that we will have one in custody within a very short period of time. The other one perhaps a little bit longer.
Does the
Yes, we think it does. However, I cannot discuss the significance of this at this time.
If we have any deadline problems, can you release any of the pictures of the handout now? Can you authorize that?
All right, Pete, you can pass out that opening statement.